tune into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
Man, I don't know what was uglier, that game or that dye job that Ricky got, man. You got to go all in, Ricky. You got to go all in. You see this? That's the color you want. You know, he did that Super Saiyan celebration, think he was Super Saiyan. He looked more like Syndrome over here. Look at him. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy. We talk all things LA Galaxy. My name is Eddie. As always, not as always. Late substitute. Brian decided to take the night off. You know, it was approved. I don't know why HR approved this day off last minute, but here I am, taking me away from my vacation. But it's all good because I got nothing but love for you guys, and I'm glad to have Edgar with me because I feel without him, it's gonna feel like I'm just hating. But me and Edgar sat next to each other at the game, so it's gonna be an interesting one. So yeah, what's up, Edgar? How are you doing?
Ya tú sabes, brother. America, Águilas. America, Águilas. I'm celebrating my 15.
Nice.
I gotta celebrate it, baby.
Man, I've suffered so much, bro, with all my sports teams. So I was like, fuck it, let me just feel like a winner today. Oh, man. And in the ones and twos, we got Chuya. So what up, Chewy?
Hey, what up, what up?
What up, indeed. Yeah, so before we get into the game, I think there isn't much news to report on. There is, though, I guess a little bit of an update according to Corner of the Galaxy's Josh Guessman and LA Times reporter Kevin Baxter. It looks like the Marco Royce contract or Marco Royce approach, the approach to sign Marco Royce looks to be a full TAM deal and not a DP deal, and apparently they're working on not trying to move any players. I mean, that's got to change things for a lot of people. I know me and Edgar were kind of, or at least I was. I think Edgar was. You were fully on board already, right? Even as a DP.
Yeah, I just think that Ricky has constantly expressed that at some point or other he's gonna head back to Europe, and I said, well, if that's the case, then let's get somebody like Marco Royce in here because he's probably going to be here for about the same amount of time that Ricky's going to be staying with the team, and you're going to get somebody who's already a polished superstar who's been there, done that, and who comes in here and will automatically make this team 100 times better. But I don't know. It's up in the air because we just heard Ricky express how happy he is about some wonderful news that are coming soon.
Yeah,
it might be.
You see, he's going back to Europe. Look, thank you, Ricky.
He's future endeavored. Well,
have fun in the Danish league or wherever you're going.
Yeah, it's something that's been. I don't know if it's like if it's a rumor, it is the worst kept secret and across Galaxy Twitter or social media because we already know that he got an extension, but we have no details on it and. There's been no official word, so maybe that's what it is. Worst kept secret.
Yeah,
he extended for one more year. Yeah.
I mean, if we had a guess, right, that's got to be it. I think the Galaxy retweeting it kind of was a giveaway too. I don't think the Galaxy is going to retweet and quote "good news coming," and it's like, oh, he's leaving, or like even like if he was having a baby or something. I wouldn't expect the Galaxy to retweet it like the way they did. So I assume we're going to hear news of an extension. I mean, that's where my money's on. What do you think, Chewy? What are you betting
on? Extension, yeah, or that he got a green card.
Hey, that's a lot too. That's big.
That could be good because it opens up an international slot.
Yeah,
and it shows that he might want to be here for a long time.
Hey, Ricky finally did something I liked though. It was they asked him that question about the walk us through the goal in English, and that was like, "Fuck your question." He started just like talking about the game instead. He never mentioned his goal at all.
Yeah, yeah.
His English is pretty
Um,
good. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
it was a nice goal. It was actually a nice goal, but did it make up for the rest of the performance?
Nah, and
Yeah.
we'll get to that now. Sorry, in a second, but I can't remember the last time two players like had such a stinker of a match, and yet they were like
Oh,
the most impactful at the same time, right?
you know, I know what you're talking about, and we're gonna get into it. But just to put things into perspective, if it wasn't for another goalkeeper in another corner of MLS, I think J Mac would probably be getting a lot more slack. I mean, a lot more flack is the word I'm trying to say, flack.
Oh yeah.
Because if you watch that FC Dallas game against RSL, oh my God, Zach McMath, what the hell were you thinking?
Wait, no, Colorado, wasn't it?
No, it was a game between FCD and RSL.
So there was another blunder because I know one of Cabral's goals.
No,
Uh,
you should go back and watch that. That was bad. Zach McMath committed two huge blunders, including his one howler. I mean, oh, he if it wasn't for him, RSL would have won by a lot more. But yeah, at the same time, let me just say because we're getting everything else out of the way, right?
oh yeah.
If you're FCD, right, and we're playing them next, right? They had a 3-0 lead and they coughed it up.
Hey,
Choke, man.
hey,
What a
relax.
choke job. What a choke job. They almost lost the game in the end, too. But yeah. Um, but it's not all like, I mean, Galaxy won this game, but it didn't feel like a win. But before we get into the game, there's something I want to shed light on that's really positive. Eddie, if you don't mind me getting into
Sure,
that.
no, go for it, bro. The
Yeah.
show is
Uh,
yours.
I had an opportunity to speak to Gloria, La Presi, Presidenta, of Angel City Brigade. I actually got a nice little interview with her. I haven't had a chance to put it up. I was out all day and up in the mountains at Mount Wilson. Um, but I will get a chance when I get a chance. I will post up this video. It's me asking her about a drive that Angel City Brigade was spearheading. It is for the Hope Garden Women's Shelter. If you guys haven't heard about it, Angel City Brigade is trying to gather donations and items for women to help mothers and women that are going through homelessness at this point. And so Angel City Brigade is going to be donating these items throughout the month of May. And if you guys are interested in donating items, everything from like clothes to hygiene kits to even stuff that you wouldn't think about, like detergent, towels, toilet paper, whatever, toiletries, shampoo, all this, all these things that you could really use. Uh, you could either contact ACB and ask them, where you can make this donation, or I can give you guys a link right now to an Amazon list, where you guys can look at the list and you can make your donations on there. So I'm gonna post that right now. And there it is in the chat. And if you guys are listening to this later on, I'm also going to post this on my own personal account, and we're going to also post it up on the NAG account, so you guys can go in there and donate to a great cause. So once again, thank you so much, Angel City Brigade, for doing this. It's an amazing cause, and Gloria for spearheading this. I'm like I said, I'm going to post the video up later, and I'm going to show you some images of some of the wonderful things that people have already donated to the Hope Garden Shelter. So, Eddie, pass it back to you.
Yeah. So links on there. Check our Twitter, check ACB's Twitter. Maybe if you have any other questions, you can reach out to them. I'm sure they'll get back to you. But there was a game on a Saturday night at home. Hey, at least we got out of the house, right?
Yeah, we got out of the house. It was a beautiful day too. It was a beautiful day. Wonderful weather, great tailgating. You walked on, everybody was in a good mood because everybody expected a dub, and not just a dub. Everybody expected a comfortable dub because, in case you didn't know, Houston was coming to town, and Houston is an absolute mess right now. They're going sideways really fast, and sideways in the wrong way. And so this is one of those games where LA Galaxy has been on this stretch where all they're going is draws, 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 draws. They're having a high time. They're having a very difficult time scoring goals. And here comes this team that I don't know. They're a mess. I always say, be very careful with a wounded animal, right? Because it might snap
Yeah.
back. This is like that. This is not even a wounded animal. It's an animal that's just like been like it's like roadkill and it's just lying there like please kill me, kill me. And so I said Galaxy comfortable 3-1 victory. Hey, no worries, boys. And then Ricky Puig came on the field. He licked back his hair and he said, "Hold my coffee." And
uh,
yeah, yeah. Uh,
I just kept saying,
it was not a nice game. It was not a, it was like we said in the title. It was an ugly game in many different ways. And Eddie, you want to take the lead on this?
uh, well, I was gonna touch on that. I think, well, not I think, yeah, I thought going in that it was gonna be not pretty. I said it was gonna be. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I spoke to you before the game. I said it's a winnable game. That's all I said. Is like it's a winnable game. We should win, right? Like it's like I'm not even sure how good we're not. I'll put it that way. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm not even sure how good we're not. Like we talked about it too in the game because you're like, I'm getting a little hit on myself, and you're like, as I was watching, you're like, I know we play better than this, and like we play Painstill better. That's it. That's all that's missing. This is what I've
Oh,
seen.
Eddie.
This is what I've seen all season. This is what my soccer eyes tell me. Like this is the game I've been watching. Right? We're not catching those breaks anymore. Yeah, it's a bad team, but it's not a. There's no break there. You know. Instead, you got Herrera coming back.
Ah. Oh,
So,
well, before
but
we continue, I just want to bring to attention we have super chat.
uh-huh.
Poor Killer who asks, "How'd you guys like all that Japanese art and merch at the Outlaws that the Outlaws put up?" We'll get back to that because it's worth mentioning. The guys there did a fantastic job with the tifo, and they did a fantastic job shedding light on our two Japanese players who have been very appreciative of everything they've done for them. But yeah, to continue what Eddie was saying, Eddie and I, we're both kind of realists, right? We're like, they're not great, right? As much as you want to hear, people say they're not great. And we thought they were. I thought they were back. That was a month ago though, and that was in Vancouver, and I thought, yeah, they're back. And then the Galaxy was like, nah, we're not back. And there were several games where were winnable, and there were several games where they could have lost, and some way somehow they ended up with draws. And so we're at a point now where you're wondering to yourself, man, well, they're not as good as we thought they were, but they're still hanging in there. But they're coming to a stretch where they have to win games. And then they put up the stinker last night. That at the end, it didn't feel it to me. It did not feel like a win. It just felt like something where any other day they would have lost this game. Am I griping too much? Is this too negative for me?
No, you're a Galaxy fan. We demand greatness, bro. That's and when you say like that's what I kept saying. Like when people say that they're back, it's like maybe your Galaxy's back. Mine's not. So yeah, it was well let's get into the lineup. I think we're getting starting to get into
Okay.
the game, right? We're getting a little bit
Yeah.
ahead of ourselves. See, this is what happens when you're bringing a late sub like me. I'm being a fucking Miguel Berry. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Put up a Milka from Nicaragua,
There,
straight from
there
Nicaragua.
you go. Celebrating that Aguilas win, right?
Oh my God, that is so sweet.
So the Galaxy came out with the following lineup. We had John McCarthy starting in goal, Julian Alde at left back, Casares and Yoshida at center back, Yamane at right back, uh, your usual trio in the middle, Ricky Puig, Brugman, and Delgado. You had Gabriel Peck out wide on right, and Fagundes out left, and Dejan Jovic as your lone striker. Any surprises here, Edgar?
Just that we didn't see Jalen Neal, which makes me wonder if he's either there's some kind of thing we didn't hear about, like he's a healthy scratch or or health concerns, but he was on the roster, or they're just saving him for Wednesday's match. But I was kind of hoping to see him there. It was also, but at the same time, it was also nice to see Cáceres back after everything he's been going through. So him and Yoshida being up there, it just shows you the expectations Galaxy had against the Houston team that's pretty weak. So yeah, throw the two old guys back there. Nothing. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not many surprises. I guess it's like more the next game that we have to look at where the surprises come, right? Where players are rotated. Uh, I feel the same way about like the quote unquote older guys starting. It felt like it didn't feel like Houston was going to give us too much trouble, right? I mean, obviously we were wrong, but yeah, I feel like that was probably Vanny's mentality going in. It's like, fuck it, this team is not going to put us under too much danger, too much pressure. They're not going to beat us in pace. You know, the old guys can handle it. And I mean, going in again, like we kind of talked about it before. I was like, we should win. It's a winnable game, but it all depends. You know, who shows up, what Ricky shows up, and what is Gabriel Peck gonna do? And well, Ricky showed up. What Ricky did show up, Syndrome showed up.
Yeah, it was like
uh,
so noticeable, right? There's like no way you can miss it.
yeah, yeah. This is my. I caught this great image of Ricky Puig in the warm ups. Oh man, but it's. I think from the start, the game was had a weird feeling to it, right? And it didn't take much. It didn't take too long for it to get extra weird.
Well, one of the things I noticed though was that Galaxy actually they came out trying to put Houston on the back foot, and that's something we've been hoping for. I mentioned in the midweek, excuse me, I mentioned in the midweek that it was very important for the LA Galaxy to get on the scoreboard early because against a team like Houston, they could just easily sit back and park the bus, right? So one of the things that we also noticed was that if the LA Galaxy put a team like Houston, uh, you know, uh, down early, it would take some of the pressure off the team, and the things should flow easier. And it sure looked like that. It looked like they were applying a lot of good pressure, and it looked like, oh yeah, these guys are on their way to scoring. But one of the things I noticed right away though that really bugged me, and it's a topic that definitely is going to be something of a discussion among us and among Galaxy fans is Dayon. Yeah, Dayon this is not the same Dayon from 2022 for sure, but it's definitely not the same Dayon that started the season. What did I tell you about him, Eddie? It looks like the fire is
Yeah,
gone.
it's just out. It's just like, yeah, it's not there.
It looks like he's just going through the motions. I don't know about if the rest of you guys see that too, but he even when he scores, it's just like it's not that pistolero we're used to. It's really weird. But yeah, that's another factor, by the way.
I mean, is it really weird? That's his MO at this point, right? He starts off really strong. We back him up for like a good amount of the games, and then he goes and dog shits all over the place. I mean, that's
Damn,
that's
dog
every
shits.
year, right? Like, it's
No,
not.
that,
It's
no,
that's
no.
that's normal.
No, no, that's not every year. No, it's
Oh
not.
yeah, last year was just bad overall.
Yeah, it's just all
Yeah.
bad. Um, but again, it's like I hate to pat myself on the back. I still I think mostly with Edgar I communicated while I was having my Donovan sabbatical. And I kept saying it, dude. It's like it's the confidence isn't there. Like these goals are tap-ins. I joked like that I would have one more goal than him because I can cover penalties. Because the goals he scored were just great plays by his teammates. There's one that I can give him. I give him credit for. I think it's the Kansas one where that one took a little effort. Like the only non tap in that he had. and it's strange. It's hard to. Well, we're not there, right? We're not in his head. We're not in the We're not in the training. We're not in the locker room. Remember, Spenny pointed out too. Like, I don't know if he was on the show or he's pointed out to us how, like, in the beginning, like, certain people wouldn't celebrate with him either. And I think there was like a footage when he was training. He was kind of like walking by himself, and it was just like it's. I don't know if that has. We're maybe looking too much into it, but something is definitely not the same.
Damn,
Yeah.
Berry's goal took fucking more effort than any Jovic goal has this whole season.
Well, that's what it takes. Barry has to like really, he needs the little star from the Mario Brothers to get going, dude. That's the one he's scoring goals, man. Um, but one thing I wanted to address, I want to address this later, Eddie, and that's something I've heard fans asking in the stands. They're like, "What's wrong with Gabriel Peck? Why is he not the same player that he was when he first started playing?"
Well,
And
the signs he showed us, who he can be.
no, and this I'm trying to get this into a theme though, because it kind of reminds me of what I've said about Dayon before, where Dayon was playing a certain way when he first joined the team, and then in the last year or so, it's like somebody got in his ear, and he's completely changed. It's like night and day. It's very noticeable at this point, and I'm starting to worry that maybe it's well. Let's address it later because let's get into the game. Because I want to talk
Yeah,
about what happened because man, this game got ugly fast. And it's all
yeah.
J Mac. Damn it.
Yeah, you know what? And honestly, before that, I kind of noticed because when I was on my side in the first half, I had Aude on my side, and Aude was, I think, from the start. I don't know if you guys noticed, he had seemed to be struggling.
Yeah,
That guy was, yeah, that guy. I think it was a right back was eating him alive, and he was just on skates. I don't know if he was tired or just had an off night. But from the start, that was already strange. Like I like Al. Al is one of my bright spots for this season, and Saturday is probably one of those nights that he's gonna want to forget. But yeah, and then again, it got strange and ugly pretty quickly. A beatable team all of a sudden became a team we have to come back from behind. The usual, right? We're always chasing at this point, and this time it was just one of those. Man, dude, like, absolutely, obviously, it goes without saying, a so unnecessary goal. We weren't in any danger, and then McCarthy gets the ball and he does his best Ricky Pooge impression by trying to force a through ball and then plays it to who else, right? A blessing for blessing.
Sorry, Latif Blessing.
Yeah,
I don't.
that asshole.
God damn it, that guy again. Of all the people, right, he could have passed it to. If we would have passed it to Acha, I would have been like, all right, fine, that's Acha, right? But no, he passed it to that bum, right? Damn. But yeah, one thing that we mentioned before in the show is um, there's something about J-Mac's distribution. It's just not there. If you want to poke holes in the kind of goalkeeper that he is and why he's not like an upper tier goalkeeper in MLS, is because that's one of the things that he does. He's not very good at distributing the ball, and a lot of times he'll put his defense into compromised situations. And in this case, he really messed up. I mean, that was dumb. Like, why you gotta pass the ball back to him in traffic, man? There's somebody else open on the other side, or maybe you can just dribble the ball away from the players and try to give yourself a little bit more space and bomb it down the field.
Yeah.
So that was completely unnecessary. Yeah.
And
so right away, Galaxy down 1-0, and you're like, "Oh my god, really?"
Yeah, dude, and it could have gotten worse. Like right after that, dude, where would we be without Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey. If you guys haven't seen the highlights or you weren't there at the game or didn't see it, made a goal line save, literally goal line save. There was a point where Houston was starting to like throw some bombs in there, and one of them actually got through the entire defense. The ball was about to cross the the goal line, and Miki Yamane just happened to be there at the goal line at the right spot to clear the ball out of there. Otherwise, it would have been Houston up 2-0.
I need to correct you on that. You said, luckily, he was at the right place at the right time. No, no, no. Watch this play again. He sees, and so much credit in that soccer IQ and the awareness of the game. He sees McCarthy come off his line, and he instantly runs behind McCarthy. I don't think many defenders make that run. This his just IQ for the game, man, dude. That's a spectacular save in more ways than one, dude. He just he recognized that play before it all happened. So it wasn't just luck and right place at the right time. That was a class save, dude. So big shout out to Yamane for that save.
Yeah. And then Yamane did it on one half of the field, and he does it on the other half of the field. And one of the things that I've noticed throughout the season is that Mickey will make these really good runs on the overlap on the right side, and 99% of the time he doesn't even get the ball, and you'll see him just like throwing his hands up in frustration, like, "Come on, I did the overlap, I beat my man, I'm open in space, give me the ball, give me the damn ball." He never gets the ball. On this one occasion, he ended up with the ball on the right side of the pitch in the final third, and he looked up. Galaxy players were crashing into the box, and he lofted a pass into the middle where Gabriel Peck had kind of redirected himself a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but it made the goal even look more better. Made the goal even look better, more dramatic than it was. But yeah, he got his head on the ball, fired it past the keeper. All of a sudden, we're tied 1-1, and it happened right before the half, which is a fantastic time to score a goal if you're down. Gives you some of that momentum going into the locker room, and all of a sudden, hey, it's not all bad. We can still get a draw from these guys. So there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely though, the feeling going into the half was like, really, it's gonna be one of those nights, one of those like really ugly games where, if this is the only game you come and see for like the whole season, you leave the game and you're like, damn, that was ugly. It just didn't feel good. But at the
No,
half, at least they weren't down. It was tied 1-1.
yeah, no, but I want to just like break down the goal a little bit too. It's a golazo, dude. But the first off is Yamane again, showing his class, recognizing that that's either a forced cross or a tight cross, and he cuts back on his defender. Sends him on skates, and then the ball he puts and might have been a little bit behind Gabriel Peck, and he knew where he wanted to put it, and the way he does that dive and contorts his body
Yeah.
to put it where he wants to. That's a golazo too, and that's what a confident player does. Those are the things that you want from like your Dayon and anyone that's going to be putting the ball in the back of the net for us. So again, that is a golazo. Don't just skim by it like that, Edgar. You gotta give them their
No,
credit.
you're absolutely correct. But it's also one of the things that I was hoping for. I mentioned that with Joseph Paintil on the mend, it's really important for Galaxy's other big winger, because you have to call him that. He's a big man coming in with a big contract, right? I was hoping that he would start scoring some more goals, because he has to. He's not just being paid to run around the field and look pretty. He scored some goals, buddy, and he got a really nice goal in there. So
Oh yeah, real quick. Shout out back to Gabriel Peck for shouting me out, having me on his jersey. Oh yeah, bro.
What?
What? 2 saves, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mr.
You didn't see that?
Chewy.
He had me on his jersey.
Yeah, he said Chewy loves you.
Yeah.
You're stupid. This is shirt underfoot. That's not his jersey.
No, yeah, still, it's part of him. I was part of him for the night.
By the way, hey, much respect to Matthew and Comments SC. They were having a little tailgate before the game, and me and Brian went over. We got to spend some time with them. And you know what? I had said I was going to purchase the entire set of all the players, the former Black Galaxy players, and I got The set, I don't have it with me at this moment. I wish I would have had it with me
I'm
on hand
I'm glad
because
I'm glad you
it's
don't,
awesome.
because you waited till you got back to the tailgate and like, oh, look what I got. And I was like, oh, dope, where'd you get them? Oh, over there with comments. Let's see. I was like, oh, they're wrapping up. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me know,
Womp
Edgar.
womp
Yeah,
womp.
yeah, whatever, dude, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
Matthew, tell
man.
Edgar he has to give me his deck of cards because yeah,
Hell no. Those are
he
awesome.
held out on me. Nah, they're
Um,
dope. They're super dope. I'll get my hand on some eventually. I know. I
yeah.
know. Oh, I have to catch Matthew eventually at one of these games.
Yeah. At the half, I went over to a little area where Josh usually hangs out. He comes down from the press box and chats with people, and I was like, I saw him. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And you're like, "What an ugly game!" I'm like, yeah, it's one of those games. And even he said, "Yeah, Alex." Even Alex Reese is like, "Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games." Oh, yeah, it's kind of ugly, but we were all optimistic. We're like, yeah, maybe maybe we're a second half team, right? Maybe we get things going in the second half, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But it wasn't. It didn't come from Dayon. It didn't come from Aude or somebody else that or Fagundes or Brugman. It came from Ricky, right? Who, if you don't already know, he scored the game-winning goal. But my God, he had a really ugly game. He was he was running a lot. He was running a lot, and he was carrying the ball a lot, and he was going all the way back to the defense to carry the ball up to the middle, and he kept running into people, and he kept making errant passes. And I've said it before. He's like a volume passer. He'll make a lot of passes, and maybe one or two out of 10 will find their mark, and you're like, oh, what a fantastic player! Oh, he's amazing.
You're
He's
forgiven
he's
for the
awesome.
rest.
Yeah, and then you forget that the rest of the time he was creating all these turnovers or running into a group of players. There was one play in particular. I always joke about it. I always tell people this guy will see a teammate that's wide open, and he'll see through the defenders coming in, with billy clubs, and he'll run right into the guys, a group of guys with the billy clubs and get beat up instead of passing the ball off. And he did something like that during the game. I was just like, man,
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Ricky.
It's funny. I don't know if you remember that, Edgar. I was sitting next to you, and I was like towards near the end of the game, and I just said like, I'm frustrated. Like, a lot, and I think you didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, the game, fucking, fucking Ricky. Like I hate that. Like I have to like come on here and just badmouth him. And I'm trying to be positive, right?
Yeah.
We won the game, and it's a spectacular goal. But like those are the things that are frustrating, right? He has that talent, right? There's no doubt. He shows glimpses of it, but I don't know what it is if it's like is my way or the highway. Like I'm not gonna change my game for anybody, or it's just like he's on his in his own head where he has to be the hero because I came from here,
Yeah.
or he just not the greatest decision maker. I don't know what it is, right? But it's frustrating to see him do something like that and do like some of the other passes he has, and then have like nights like yesterday. Like if you erase that goal, which obviously is the game winner, and it's a golazo, if you erase that goal, dude, God, what a stinker, bro! What a stinker of a match.
Yeah, it's interesting to talk about him. I know we talk a lot about Ricky Puig. He's one of like the biggest topics, right? Like we talk a lot about Efra in the past, but one of the things about Ricky that's interesting is that for your casual fan or fans that are learning about the game, and you start learning about who Ricky Puig is and where he came from, and then people at some point or other you're gonna mention La Masia, right? From Barcelona's academy. And people are like, "Oh, look at the pedigree of all the players that come from La Masia." Uh, and I told you, right, when I was at the game initially, where I was in my normal seats, and there was this fella there. I think he signed a European. He's like, "Oh, this Ricky Puig, they're not paying him enough. I mean, look at him. This guy, he shows the pedigree of a player that comes from La Masia. He was learning from Messi, and he was learning from Xavi." And I'm like, man, but yeah, that's all great. I mean, shoot, I studied my jiu-jitsu from Hayward Nishioka, who was in the U.S. judo team. Am I in the U.S. judo team? No, I mean I could have studied on these fantastic people, but it's one thing to play with them and study with them, but to actually go out and do something to that level, not everybody can do that. And there's a reason. There's a reason. I keep putting. He's not in Barcelona. There's a reason he's not in La Liga. Yeah, we're lucky we got him here when we did, for a discount. But Ricky's still trying to figure out his way. I feel that the talent is there. He's obviously talented, but he's just once again he's trying too hard. Like, let the game come to you. Let it happen to you. Some of the better players, they don't have to try too hard. What is it? Don't play hard. Play smart, right? Eddie?
Yeah, you know, Normal Autumn was supposed to be a star, and then all of a sudden he went to the bench and he became six man of the year. That's all you got to do. Know your game. Hey, the chat wants to know how much super chat for you to take off your shirt.
I don't know. You don't want to see this dad bod. Hell no. We're gonna start losing. We're gonna start losing viewers, man. I ain't doing that. No way.
All right, let's shift focus away from Ricky, right? Because he wasn't the only one stinking it up out there. There was
Yeah.
another
Who's
guy.
the horse that I mentioned right now?
Oh well, that's become a common trend, right? I think we beat that dead horse already. It's
No, no, no. And Otter Brian, let's beat that horse some more. Big up that horse and just beat it.
Oh, big shout out to Stephen Ma. It was great to be back in the stadium. You know, he was somebody that was really happy to see me, and he said he loved the way I talk shit and like clap back at Brian. So yeah, let's go at it. Remember, he would go on here. He was like, I will not allow any slander on Dayon's name. Well, you're not here, so here we go.
Yeah, and you know me, I like Dayon. I have a lot of respect for him. But when I think about the Dejan Joveljic that we had in 2022 compared to what we have now, it feels like a missed high five. Like if we had that Dejan now, this team would be so much better because he played with fearlessness and he had creativity and he did these fantastic things. You always hear Spenny talking about how impressed he was by that pass that he made to Efrat when he scored that goal where Dejan did the bicycle kick, right, like Chilena, to get the ball to Efrat. That takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of drive, and you look at him now, and it's not there. And this is what I wanted to get at, all right? And um, I'll address it now before we wrap up the whole thing with the game, but because it's something that bugs me that happened during the game, also with Gabriel Peck, and that is Gabriel Peck. When we first heard about him, right, and we talked to my buddy there from Brazil, he was talking about how what a dynamic player he is. He's like a little engine, and he goes and he goes and he goes and he attacks the box. He'll take players one on one. He'll get behind the defense and he'll immediately go towards the six. He's not the kind of player that you bump him and he'll try to dive. He's like a little engine. And so we were really excited to see that. And at the beginning, I think that's what we were seeing. He wasn't getting the service, but when he did, he was trying to make things happen. But ever since then, it's starting to show that he's beginning to play more of what I am calling vanity ball, where they give him the ball, they put him in a compromised situation, and maybe he can't do anything, pass the ball back. Or they'll give him the ball, and maybe he could take a defender one-on-one, but then he'll like look back, see his teammates, and pass it back. And didn't I say that same thing that Dan was doing? I think somebody got into their heads. I don't know what the hell
he got his in his own head, because you could say Vanny Ball or whatever you want, but the argument is easy. Billy Sharp.
Well, Billy Sharp came here and he's like, I don't know who the hell you are. I'm doing my thing. I'm gonna be Billy Sharp, and Billy Sharp is who I am. I mean, you think you really think Greg Van is gonna tell the all-time leading scorer in the championship how to play his game? No. Billy Sharp went in there and did his thing. Maybe that's why he's not here anymore, because
Billy Sharp better respect.
Let me play my
that's
game.
19. That's what is it? 1998 first round draft pick Greg Vanny, super MLS draft pick. Yeah, he better respect Greg Vanny.
Really? You're
A
gonna go to.
super draft, not just a regular
Oh man.
draft, right? Come on,
All
Edgar.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's not Vanny Ball. So something's definitely up. And
No, it is Vanny Ball. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let it go. Keep an eye on this. Watch. Keep an eye on this. Watch how they play. It's like it's like they're shackled to some kind of strategy or some kind of way of playing that kind of strips the creativity of what they can do. Of course, there's only one guy who doesn't do that, and that's of course Ricky, who can run around like a little pony on the field and do whatever he wants. And everybody at the end says, "Oh, look at that! What an
oh,
amazing player!" Meanwhile, his teammates are being starved for service. So
Edgar, you just cracked the mystery. His hair, My Little Pony.
he's a brony, bro.
He's a brony.
Oh man, I didn't think bronies were still around.
That's gonna be the announcement. I'm gonna be the voice, the Spanish voiceover
Oh
in
man, poor
Mi
bronies.
Caballitos, whatever it's called in Spanish.
Los caballitos.
Oh shit. I don't know, dude. I don't buy the Vanny Ball thing. I'm sorry, I can't, because he's also like missed some sitters and like just whipped some terrible balls that should have been. Yeah, I don't know. And I said like anybody else, not anybody else, but a slightly more confident striker. Like I said, we should have went after, like, if we had the money, a Joseph Martinez would have like just been feasting on these balls. You know,
Well, Joseph got kind of pushed out of Miami. Now he's up in Montreal, kind of
yeah.
just falling into obscurity. To be
We
honest,
should have lowballed them.
I don't know. But Joseph has not been the same ever since he came back from that really horrible injury. So that's another topic. But let's wrap up the game. Eddie, tell us about that
How
goal.
about
And what was I telling you, Eddie?
how about hold on? How about some positivity? Because we just like shitting on everybody here. We haven't like shouted out
All right, all right.
anybody. Okay, I got nothing. No,
Ah,
I'm kidding.
boo.
No, I'm totally kidding. I think Fagundes had a solid game. He's not that guy that's gonna give you, well, at least not anymore, like anything spectacular or flashy. You know, he checks in, checks out. I think he does great. I think the center backs for the most part were solid, and obviously, like, how much? What else can you say about Mickey?
No, he's been he's one of those guys that's very reliable. Uh, you don't ever hear too many complaints about him defensively, because he's always plugging away, he's always working hard, and he has very good rapport with Maya Yoshida. But the more and more the time passes, the more you realize, like, wow, when Galaxy went out and they were given some blank checks, right, to try and improve the team. Of course, you have Painter, of course, you have Peck, and then people always forget Miki Yamane too. He came in during that time, and three big pickups. Pinto, of course, we've seen him, we've seen what he can do, and Gabriel Peck. Hopefully, he gets things going more and more. But Miki Yamane has been a constant throughout, because we saw Pinto kind of drop off, and we've seen Peck go up and down. But Mickey, for the most part, has just been steady, man, steady all the way, and that's something that, yeah, definitely, we got to give him his flowers for that.
Okay, back to the negativity. I hadn't been in the
Oh,
stadium in
okay.
a
No, come
while.
on, man. This game did not end up in the draw. It felt like a draw, but it did not
No,
end in a draw. It was a nice goal, Eddie. And what was I telling you, Eddie? Say it. Come on, say it.
no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Ricky.
Boo,
Ricky.
boo.
Ah. It was a nice goal. It was a nice golazo.
That was a nice goal, but I told you.
Nice
Remember, I
pass
was
from Peck. From there at the top of the box.
he was
And Ricky took nice little first touch, by the way, and then immediately saw that the goalkeeper was kind of cheating a bit, and fired the ball, and with nice pace, nice placement, nice goal.
Yeah, no, it was a golazo. No doubt in that. You know, he took like a step. You know, it was like a snapshot. It was quick. You know, and then he topped it off with his syndrome celebration.
Syndrome. Super Saiyan, baby.
his Hadouken, whatever. No, kidding. But it was like that meme, the freaking person falling asleep, and then we get hit with that goal. And, we do it needed that. It would go that way, right? That's how the game would go.
Yeah, yeah,
That
and
or Miguel Berry. Remember, I told you like these are the kind of games that Miguel Berry could actually come in and score. Like this is like ugly.
yeah, I mean, it was a golazo, and I think it was well deserved win for the Galaxy. I know we're saying it's ugly, but Houston is a terrible team, man. They weren't doing many favors for themselves. Although LA Galaxy was trying real hard to like make it easy for them, but in the end, LA Galaxy got the win. Houston, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Ben Olsen was really pissed off with Alan Chapman, who was the official for last night. At the end of the game, when players doing handshakes and saying what's up, Ben Olsen went over and started yelling at the ref. And Ben Olsen is a guy, and this is that tells you how old I am. I met Ben Olsen when he was a rookie with DC United. We had a very interesting conversation when he was a rookie. And now I look at him, he's like this gray old man, who's like managing Houston and former DC United. I'm like, man, I'm old, man. The guys I knew as rookies are now managers. I met Vanny when he was a rookie, and look at him, he's manager now. But anyway, Ben Olsen's always been like a real kooky kind of guy, very interesting. And so for him to go after Alan Chapman wasn't too outlandish. But what really got me interesting was that Ricky Puig confronted him, and they started like yelling at each other. And I'm like, Ricky, what are you doing? That's unnecessary, dude. Chill. So yeah, that was kind of dumb. And I don't know if Ricky got a yellow or because I heard some rumor that the ref might have given somebody a card at the end of the game there. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really funny. I know Gaston Brugman got a yellow at the end there, but that's about it. Alan Chapman, he's one of the better referees in the game. He didn't call many cards. Kind of let the game flow on its own, which is what you always want to see. So yeah, not too many complaints there. But yeah, at the end, Galaxy won, and you could look at this and be like, God damn it, what an ugly ass game. But winning's winning, Eddie.
Yeah, sure. I mean, puts us in third, 25 points, right? We're kind of spoiled, I guess, here, right, in LA. But it's just not convincing. That's what it is, right? It should have been an easy, winnable game, and we made it as hard as possible. It took something special to have to beat this bad team.
But
It took Ricky special to win this game.
this is where I ask you and I asked Julie and I even asked the people that are watching us live right now on the chat is are we really that spoiled though? Because if you're gonna talk about like things are really bad. Like I'll bring up Dallas again, right? Because RSL made two horrible mistakes. The Zach McMath as a goalkeeper, and FCD is up 3-0. And if you have not seen any FCD home games, that place is a cemetery, man. And I don't mean that literally. I just mean like there's more cheer in a graveyard. Have you ever seen that quote from Lord of the Rings? There's more cheer in a graveyard than FCD home game. I mean, that place is just dead. Even when they score goals, people are like, yeah. So they're up 3-0, and so you're like, okay, these guys they're finally gonna get some joy in that graveyard of theirs, and they come, and then RSL comes back and ties the game and almost wins it. So now that's bad. We're not that bad. Things could be a lot worse than they are, and then so that's why I keep telling people we're not great, but we're not bad either. We're in that little gray area, and I think this is what bugs teams when they come play the LA Galaxy, because every time we've talked to people from other teams, right, podcasters, with the exception of Austin, I will say they were pretty confident that they were going to beat the Galaxy, but everyone else is like, man, we don't like playing the Galaxy. You guys are a handful. You guys are tough, and this and that. And I'm like, really? You guys really see us like that? Well, we don't think we're all that. But when you have a team like that that's so unpredictable, you don't know if the Galaxy is going to be playing good, if they're going to be playing bad, but they're still getting points off of you one way or another, right? That's a positive, right, Eddie?
Yeah, no, it is. I'll
Come
take it.
on, Eddie. I'm trying to get you to smile here.
Ah,
No,
is
stop
that
that.
enough?
Stop that. Stop that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not buying it. Not drinking the Kool-Aid quite yet. And I mean, luckily there's a break coming up. Things can change in that break. You get Paintel back. You get to look back in the season that's behind us and fix. When you see we fix, tighten those screws. Maybe get like I'm blanking on his name. Our new center back some minutes.
Oh, God, I forgot his name too. It's just kind of sad.
I had Gossett stuck in
I
my
just
head.
told you
And
'cause that dude's been there forever, and then they never bring him in. It's really sad.
Garces.
Garces, yeah, Hermiro Garces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like
Wait, did he
you
suit
buy
up
a
today? I mean, yesterday?
yeah. He suited
Yeah.
up. He was there. That dude. I don't know. Like Eddie, what did I tell you at the game about him?
He might
Yeah,
be
I
injured.
like my speculation.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be. He said he might be injured, and then I can buy in. Maybe it's not a major injury where he could like I told Edgar, is like it could be that, and they just want to give him the dress rehearsal, like get him used to like a game day and everything. Put him out there, dressing him up. He's like at least not so injured where he can't like just warm up and stuff. So I don't know, maybe, but it's weird. It's strange. I can't remember the Galaxy ever purchasing a player and
Just
giving them
keep
the
him
treatment
there.
that they're giving them. But anyways, some awards.
Well, before that, so just one final thing about Garces is I think it's really strange that when they got him, everybody was happy because like, oh dear God, because Neil was hurt, right? And Cáceres got hurt, and Zabaleta came in, and he was missing after a few games. So at that point, you're like, damn, we need anybody back there, and we got say, like, yay, you're right, guys. 6 weeks later, he still hasn't shown up to a game. So you're like, what the hell's going on, man? I thought we needed this guy, and I guess we don't need him anymore. Yeah, just keep him there in case we play, I don't know, a friendly or an open cup 2 game. Maybe they're saving them for the League's Cup. Yeah, that's what it is. They're saving them for League's Cup.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Leagues Cup. We'll go with that one.
Yeah. So yeah, awards.
How are we starting this off?
BJ's? Any BJ's?
No, we didn't lose. There's no BJs.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can give
okay.
BJ. Why not? Didn't you say something that for the first time ever you're gonna give 2 awards? Why don't you do it? You can give that BJ.
Nah.
Oh,
Okay.
you whipped out.
No.
Whatever.
It's okay. But Eddie, since you're back again, guess who's back? Back again, Eddie. So, you start off, man. What do you want?
Wait,
we
Eddie's
can go
like the
back.
Galaxy. They're not back. The fuck?
Oh, Eddie's back.
No, not yet. We can go, from bad to good. I guess can we call it a sweep? The game is off.
Well, I'm gonna say someone else, but
Well, actually, I'll give a BJ because I'll give a BJ to Alde because because I have like he's one of my favorites. He's like this season, right? Like one of my bright spots this season, and yeah, that's a night he wants to forget. The guy brought skates instead of cleats, so poor guy. Hopefully he bounces back quickly. Luckily, there's a game on Wednesday because that's kind of always what you want, right? Well, like here, I've never been a pro, but that's what pros always want, right? They want to be able to get the opportunity to redeem themselves quickly. So
Yeah.
luckily, it's a short turnaround, and Alde gets a BJ.
God, that's really bad though. I mean, I can kind of see that. Well, one of my complaints with him, I mean, because I do like him a lot, right? We're really high on him when he came over from Lanús. But one of the things I really don't like about his game is how, man, you run past this guy and he feels a gust of wind and he'll be like, he'll just fall over. And maybe it's just the style of play that he grew up in, in Argentina. But after seeing it so many times, it gets kind of annoying because it's like, dude, stay on your feet, man. If somebody's gonna foul you, take the foul, and but don't just fall over for any little thing. It gets annoying after a while because I feel like it becomes a detriment to the team.
Yeah.
But
So
anyway, Gio.
so you got no BJ's? Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna take the easy route. I'm gonna go with McCarthy. It's so unnecessary, dude. So unnecessary. You put your team in a very very bad spot. And this is a game where again must win. Team needed the confidence at home Saturday night. It was I don't want to say it was a near sellout. I didn't look at the number, but it looked pretty packed. And you do that mess, you make that mess. Oh man, I maybe it's not the easy way out. Maybe it is the right answer. So I'm gonna go with McCarthy for that. Again, we talked about like, oh, we upgraded from Bond. It was how was McCarthy available? How was it like such an easy signing? And then we started seeing. Then we pointed out other things before, and this one kind of confirms is like, oh shit, that happens in a playoff game against a better team. Then it's. But you know what? Maybe just he forgot where he was. Remember, Latif was his teammate. He passed it to him by accident.
Right? They're back in practice.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know who Chewy's gonna choose, but I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna say Dayon. I just feel like it'd be like you said. The easy answer is J Mac, but I feel like Dayon deserves this because, um, and some people say, "Oh, that's his game." No, it's not supposed to be his game because he started off good, right? At least he was getting those tap ins. At least he was trying to get into position. I just feel like this guy is just hit. It's like somebody like I don't know, like somebody spilled his milk or like stole his chess set or something. Um, we could point to the fact that he was very hopeful to be called up to the Serbian national team for
Mm.
this summer, and apparently he wasn't on the list. And I know that that's something that means a lot to him. So at that age and having gone through so much in such a short period of time with LA Galaxy, maybe he's emotional about it. Maybe it kind of hit his confidence, and that's one thing that we've talked about with him before is his confidence level, right? And if it's not there, he can't even do the most basic things, which is get into his position, wait for service, and tap in the ball. Because there were times where he would get the ball and he would try to do things, and okay, maybe once or twice he would try to get behind the ball to pass the ball to a teammate, or but the rest of the time there was like absolutely no creativity there, no fire, no drive. I don't know what's wrong with this guy at this point. Um, when the summer transfer window comes, and if you can get somebody better, I'm sorry, Dayon, but you deserve to go somewhere else where maybe you could figure things out. But this team is trying to win, and nobody should be there holding your hand and trying to tell you how to live your life or how to play the game. At this point, you know that already. But yeah, I think it'd be better if he went somewhere else. And Galaxy got somebody in here who's gonna come in here and try to make things happen. So yeah.
Welcome back, Billy Sharp.
Damn, you imagine it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Honor. Oh, Chewy, what you got?
Yeah.
Same McCarty. Uh, I am one of those that feels that Dejan's game is bad. He does the same thing every year except last year. So yeah, McCarty. It was a very bad error. It was the stupidest thing he has done, I think, in his Galaxy career. So yeah,
There you
bad
go.
game. Hmm.
Yeah. Super
Uh,
chat there, Eddie.
oh, hold on 1 second. Sorry. Super chat from Israel Bangarang. Is it possible that Dortmund is interested in Puig? Hmm, I don't know.
Well.
I think the Bundesliga is a little too rough for that little guy.
Oh my God, he would get thrown around. He'd be like in a pinball, man. That dude would get smashed.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's like the last league where he would want to go.
Um, by the way, speaking of players going to different places that you never heard of, one of the guys from Orlando City Fan TV hit me up, and he's like, "Man, I'm out here at the Orlando City B match. and Nick DePew is playing off the bench for Huntsville City. He goes, "Do you guys have any idea what happened to him to fall down to this level?" Nick DePew, and I replied, "Man, that is a name I have not heard in a long time." So yeah, Nick DePew playing down in for Huntsville City off the bench.
Seems about right. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I
he's
don't.
your
Yeah.
he fits in with your Tommy Myers, your Ty
Cubo
Hardens,
Torres.
yeah.
Die Harden,
Yeah.
that's another name I've heard forever.
See,
I do it was cool, man. I liked him.
I've been here for a while, bro. I know what I'm talking about. Brandon McDonald, they all end up over there.
Damn.
I could never forget Brandon McDonald. He scored a fucking banger one time, and like that was his career. Like that was it. He had Beckham on his team, and he got the spotlight one day, and that's all he did. All right, honorable mention. I
Next
will.
standing?
No, it's honorable mention.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the you got Hartman.
Yeah, you got heart, man. Sorry. Hey man, I'm rusty. Right. It's
Hey Rusty.
stupid. I hate you guys. By the way, what? Because I saw Miguel here in the chat mention the yellow hair. The hair,
Oh damn.
the baby Ricky's hair, yellow for Dortmund. By the way, what a what a day to pick to dye your hair that color. He has orange hair, Houston color fucking hair, right?
Well, it's Ricky.
It was to confuse
He's a
them.
free spirit.
But he's gonna like dye his hair like every color of the
Why
opposing
not?
team.
Do it. He's a free spirit. Yeah.
Good for him. He's a brony.
He's a
So you got
brony.
Hardman. Honorable mention for me. It's gonna be a Fagundes. I think Fagundes did great because we talked a lot about Gabriel Peck, right? He scores a goal, but guy had a stinker too. He had a stinker of a match. He missed open opportunities. So many. The one that we're pointing out, he's all left, which is another frustrating thing. But then we got to give credit on the other side. There wasn't much to complain about on that side, and he's going in a role where obviously he's not going to be able to do what Paintil can bring, but he's being very serviceable and filling in and holding it down while Paintil gets back. So definitely going to give my honorable mention to Fagundes.
Well,
and he goes full blonde.
okay. I can't ignore the fact that Peck had a goal and an assist, so I'm gonna give it to him. I know that he didn't play particularly well on this night, but he did get results, and that's what's important at this point. So with the goal and the assist, I'm gonna give him next. I'm sorry, honorable mention. You got Hartman. The kid has a lot of heart, so you can see that whenever he scores, he gets very excited. He always praises Jesus, and right, Chewy, praises you.
Hell
And
yeah. Jesus. All right, it's a difference.
yeah, praises Jesus. All right. But yeah, I want to see him score more goals because I want to see this kid really go off. I want to see him go full Cabral and get a brace in the game. So let's see. Hopefully, we see more from him in the days to come. Chewy.
Damn.
They will
Cabral got a
remember
brace
he
before Dayon.
remember he just got
God.
married, so he's still tired. So,
Ha
he hasn't
Yeah.
fully recovered from that marriage, weeks. So yeah, we'll see what happens later. But my honorable mention is gonna go for Ricky. I think today was yesterday was one of his better games overall. Yeah, he wasn't as bad as he's been in other ones where he's all over the place. He was kinda, but I feel that he contributed more to the team this time than other games. So I feel he gets my honorable mention.
With everything that you
Listening
said,
to you say that, I can already see Eddie's like the coal starting to burn.
I was gonna say after hearing that, Chewy, I advise you to stop drinking at games and actually pay attention.
Damn.
I'm just kidding, dude. Nah, I'm totally kidding.
It is just
I
hating
mean,
because that guy makes
Is
more
this-
money than all of us put together.
for now, Wait till we take all those super chats and put them on lottery tickets.
Yeah, wait till
Hell
he ends up
yeah.
playing for Huntsville City, man. You never know. Ricky Pooch playing for Huntsville City off the bench.
I would go watch those games if they came here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go all the way to Ventura to watch Ricky play for Huntsville.
I'm not driving Ventura for Ricky. Next standing. Next
Next
standing. Is this
inning.
a sweep?
It's probably a sweep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. John McCarthy.
Oh, what?
Wait,
No,
he
but
swept twice?
Damn.
how? I mean, like I said earlier, how
Hey,
much more can you say? Right
Yoshida, right?
about Mick?
Huh? Huh?
About Mickey.
Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey was just he was just the man. He was a man. He had that big save. He had that great play where he finally got the ball played through him by I think it was by Mark, um, and recognized the play, cut his defender, and gave a great ball into the blender as we like to say. And yeah, great game. And actually, he's the highest rated player on Who Scored. Who Scored actually got it right for once.
Yeah. And then he
So
had that wonderful save off the line. His work rate, his IQ. Like I said, he's been steady the entire time. If his name was Eddie, I call him Steady Eddie, but no, it's Mickey. So he's been steady Mickey from the very beginning, and we really appreciate him. Um, so yeah, for me too. Next standing, Chewy.
Yeah, same, man. He was from defense to offense. He was just overall the best player on the field.
easy peasy. All right,
Easy
that one
peasy.
wasn't too hard. Well, good thing Brian's not here because he would have been like Ricky Boosh because he did all this. You guys are tripping. Sorry, I can't do. I don't do a good Brian impression. that
Hey guys.
that one was for Steven. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the game and kind of the pod. I guess all we have, well, not all. What we have next is Dallas coming up on a short turnaround. I guess expect to see some rotation. It's a mystery what's going on in Vanny's head. I expect to see at least Jalen, maybe Garces,
Yeah,
maybe maybe neither. I really don't know. Maybe gonna get Sabaleta. No idea what we're gonna see. Right? Maybe we're gonna see the keeper switch. That's something that I would want to see.
yeah,
And Dallas is pretty bad. So
yeah. Dallas is hurting right now, man.
yeah, you can see a Fagundes get a break or a Peck get a break or Brugman, right? Serio has got young legs. All Serio
Yeah,
and his old team. So
yeah, definitely. Uh, I am trying right now to secure somebody to do a midweek podcast. So it'll probably be either Monday or Tuesday. I mean, I know tomorrow's a holiday, but either Tuesday at the latest, Wednesday. But we're trying to get somebody who covers FCD to do like a little preview of the game. I'll keep you guys posted. So look out for Twitter and you'll know. But if not, I'm gonna put out something anyway, and that way you guys will know what to expect going into the match against Dallas
cool.
as much as I can.
Well, since I'm not a part of the midweeks, I will give my prediction now. I'm gonna go with a possible. Well, I mean, it's a game that's possibly winnable. It should be winnable. Let's go. Let's repeat a 2-1, a 2-1 win. Miguel Berry brace. Let's go, baby.
You're funny. By the way, we have a super chat from Israel Barragan. Barragan. Shout out to Robbie King, not the guy from Cobra Kai, but our Robbie King, for winning the Israeli Premier League with Maccabi Tel Aviv. Future Galaxy coach.
Why not? Why not? He's a
Sure.
winner.
Sure, why not? Right?
If he can do it, yeah. I mean, we had Ruud Hulik as coach before. We had
God, sexy football.
sexy football. Oh my god.
Stupid sexy football.
Oh, stupid sexy football. Yo, if you were not a fan, oh man,
Man.
try to
Listen.
ask an old fan about sexy football. It's like the worst like thing. We all bought into it, right?
That was some ugly. Those were some really bad times though.
That was the most That was the most unsexiest football I had ever seen.
This is during that time of Galaxy history when like me and my buddy would go to games. And the best thing about the game was watching a drunk Cosmo go around the field trying to make people laugh. We would get excited whenever he would come on because the rest of the game was trash. Galaxy was trash during those first years, and it wasn't until Bruce came that things got better. But yeah, oh
But the giveaways are good. The perks are good. They were better.
yeah,
Get on it, FOs. Get on it. Bring back those days.
yeah.
I want a free Zoom player.
Oh what?
You don't remember Zoom? Come on, bro. The Microsoft fucking their MP3, their competitor, their competition
Oh,
to the iPod.
yeah, yeah,
They,
yeah, yeah.
they were giving away Zooms at some point, and then the person
Damn.
to the right won one. I was like, nah, I wanted a fucking Zoom player.
Yeah, bring back the little games on the field, man, where people trying to kick giant balls around the field and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was good times, man. Trying to get
please.
people to forget how bad the team was.
Yeah,
But
you can cut the DJ the you can cut the DJ and use that money towards us. Well, you can live with that. You guys can borrow my Spotify login.
Matthew says Zune and Brony is kicking it old school, baby.
Oh man, yeah, it has been a throwback night. We had
You know what?
Ty
We
Hard in
gotta
there.
have a magic tournament at the stadium, and then what do you think, Eddie?
A Magic tournament.
Yeah, remember Magic, the card playing game?
Oh no, you're older than me, bro. You lost me.
Oh,
That yeah, you
boo.
could have brought a Pogs or
All right.
or
Okay. How about have a little Pokemon tournament there?
I got one better.
What's that?
Spin Fighters.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But-
If anybody in the chat understands Spin Fighters, yeah, we get each other.
Well, oh yeah, another thing that happened at the game, by the way, before I forget, LA superfan, built for LA. He had uh he had announced before earlier in the week. He had announced that he had finally made a choice about who he was going to support in MLS, and he chose LA Galaxy. He was there before the game, hanging out with people. And if you follow him, he said he was very, very grateful with the reception that he got. He said people were very welcoming and made him feel like family. He said a lot of people recognized him and they were happy to see him there. Brian and I got a chance to interview him, and I'm going to have that up tonight when I get the chance. But yeah, nice guy. He was there dressed up in all Galaxy geared, and during the first half, he was kind of in the seats, I guess, just trying to get into the groove of the game. I kept looking at him because I could see him from where I was, and I was like, damn, he had to choose this game. God, this game is so ugly. But thankfully, in the second half, he did go over to Lars section, and that's a whole different experience, right? The team could be trash and you're sitting there just having a good time, chanting and cheering with everyone. And he got to see the game-winning goal in that half of the field. So that must have been really fun. But yeah, Bill for LA is now a Galaxy fan. So hopefully we get to see more Galaxy content from him in, years to come. But for now, everyone just get ready for Dallas, because that's another team that's like a walking corpse. So man, hopefully they don't bite us and infect us. So, because damn, that's the last thing this team needs right now.
Yeah, but so I guess we'll see you Wednesday, right? You'll be there Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be the one to say. I'm actually going to an AEW event earlier. It's for Dynamite, I think. And my buddy is like, one of my buddies got us the tickets, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna be there for Dynamite, and then they're taping something else after. And I was like, bro, I was really hoping to go to the Galaxy game. He's like, you know what? Dynamite, let's go straight to the dig. So
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing double duty that day. So you guys might see me come in a little later, but yeah, I'll be there.
Dope. So it is still the month of May. Like I mentioned, it is mental health awareness month. Again, let's get rid of that stigma, especially us, Latino men. We have that machismo. We can't talk about our feelings. You never know when someone's going through something. If you just reach out, man. If you ever feel, like you need someone to talk to, or there's things that you might be embarrassed to talk about, don't be. It's so freeing when you talk to somebody. It's a big step and it's hard. It's hard to do, but yeah, again, let's get rid of that stigma. We mentioned earlier, Edgar and me, we're both open to anybody that wants to DM and maybe looking for 2 cents on something or just get it pointed on the right direction. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. Edgar, anything else before we go?
No, absolutely. That's so important because um, I know growing up, I had it was difficult for me because I grew up on a tightrope between two different cultures. My parents were from Nicaragua, and here I was being raised in the U.S. And there was a lot of stuff that I really wish I could have talked to about them but they just could not relate with what I was going with. And even if I tried to explain it to them, and I had a really difficult time when I was younger. So I was constantly battling. I don't know if I was battling depression, but I was definitely going through something. And it wasn't until I got much older that I was able to find the confidence that I needed to really stand up and take control of my emotions and feel better. But I couldn't do it on my own. I needed some help, and luckily, I was very lucky to have some good friends that helped me get through that. And at one point or other, I did see some counseling, so that helped as well. So um, a lot of times, all it takes is asking, and or just asking somebody to just listen to you, and that's a good first step. It's healthy, and there's nothing wrong with asking. There's no stigma, like you said. There's a stigma there, right? But there's no shame in it. So go ahead and ask, and you'll feel better for it. And also, one last thing, I just want to circle back to the drive that ACV was doing. I'm gonna to help the homeless women at the Silmar shelter. So I'm gonna put up that link. So if you guys want to go ahead and donate for the Amazon list, go ahead. It's a very good cause. So yeah, let's bring more attention to that.
Cool.
Here's
So
the link again.
that's pretty much gonna do it for us. If you want to find me on socials, I'm only on X right now as Eddie Nags. That is Eddie Nags. Edgar.
Not to be confused with Edgar Nags, baby. Yeah, you guys can find me on screw X, man. Twitter page, Twitter for life. If you guys can find me on Twitter as Edgar Nags or simply NA_GS, and also on Instagram as Edgar Nags. Chiasso.
You guys can find me as Chavez JA Chavez Ha on all my socials. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. You can find me.
All right, so that's pretty much gonna do it. Chewy, it's pugs, not tassels, so please don't bring those. And
Nah,
on
entonces no
Wednesday,
juego. Si no saben jugar, yo no juego.
and then you can catch
me the
me
marbles, baby.
and you can catch me and Edgar on the parking lot on Wednesday, handling it with some sock and poppers. If you want next, let us know. For Chewy, Edgar, my name's Eddie. We're gonna get up out of here. Till next time, keep on nagging.
Wu-Tang for life, baby.
Keep on,
Keep on
nagging. Pero pinche Ricky.
On.